Good afternoon, everyone, and welcome to the Tuesday, November 4th, Election Day meeting of the Rotary Club of North Jackson. Each week we gather to reaffirm our commitment to service and fellowship. And today is a special day to also honor our civic duty by getting out to vote. Now I'd like to invite Stanley Simpson to offer today's invocation and lead us in prayer and pledge.
Bow your heads, please. We once again, with grateful hearts, eager for the joy of fellowship and the privilege of serving together as Rotarians. Thank you for the unity that inspires us to look beyond ourselves and answer the call to serve others. We humbly acknowledge that we often take for granted the blessings of nourishing food, the laughter we share, and the gift of community. Today we pause to recognize these gifts and offer our sincere thanks. Bless our time together and guide our efforts that we all may do and may honor you and benefit those we serve. Amen. Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. The four-way test. Is it the truth? Is it fair to all concerned? Will it build goodwill and better friendships? Will it be beneficial to all concerned?
Thank you, Stanley. We do not have any visiting Rotarians today, but I think we do have Rotarians with guests. I'd like to invite Dawn to announce our birthdays and anniversaries.
Before we do birthdays and anniversaries, I do have two guests today that I would like to introduce, and I'll ask them to stand. J. Philpott with the Community Foundation of Mississippi and his associates, Cynthia Buchanan. Let's give them a round of applause. And now for birthdays and anniversaries, it's unusual, we have no birthdays this week, nor membership anniversaries. We have one member with a wedding anniversary. Brian and Candy Crawford will be celebrating their wedding anniversary on Saturday, November the 8th. So let's give Brian and Candy a round of applause.
Thank you, Dawn. Now Rob will like to make an announcement about the Salvation Army project.
Well, it's that time of year again to ring the bell for the Salvation Army. And as usual, we'll be meeting and working the Corner Market Grocery there on Northside Drive at Meadowbrook Mart. And we'll be working 2 days, Monday, December the 8th, and Tuesday, December the 9th. And we will start at 10 a.m. and end at 6 p.m. And we'll be working in shifts of 2 for at least a 1-hour shift. And sign-up sheets are and will be available for the next 4 weeks back there on the sign-in table. And if you need to call me, you can call me on my cell phone, and that phone number is on that sheet too if you want to take a picture of it. And the news now, though, is that technology has now invaded the sanctity of the kettle. In addition to giving money, our sign that we have will have a QR code attached to it. And so you'll have to get used to people walking up and taking a picture and walking away. And the people at the Salvation Army have seen a significant decrease in money. And so this is an attempt to try to alleviate that, and it might work out to be a really good deal. People might give more if they don't have it in their hand. They might give more, and so that's the new change, and that is all.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you, Rob. December 9th is also our Christmas party, so if we are ringing the bell until 6 o'clock, I guess we'll start the party at 6:30.
We'll figure it out.
Yeah, we'll figure that out. Okay. I have a couple of announcements this afternoon. First is regarding the election of directors and officers for the 2026-2027 Rotary year. In accordance with our club bylaws, I'm announcing the formation of a nominating committee. All past presidents of the club who are active members are hereby appointed to this committee. I'm asking immediate past president Lori Greer to serve as chairperson and to lead the development of a slate of officers and directors for the 2026-2027 Rotary year in cooperation with our vice president and president-elect. Thank you, Lori, and thank you to all the past presidents who will serve on this important committee. Second, I'm very pleased to announce that today we will be inducting a new member, Cole Smith, into the Rotary Club of North Jackson. Don, do I proceed with the induction? Should I proceed with the induction? Okay, all right. I would like to ask Cole Smith to come forward along with his proposer, Jeff Adcock, and his sponsor, past president Don Roberts. Cole, you have been selected by the members of the Rotary Club of North Jackson to become one of us. Membership in Rotary is an honor and a privilege with corresponding duties and obligations, including service on all club committees. You will be expected to participate in all 5 avenues of service and to attend this club's meetings regularly. Because you represent a classification, it is your duty to tell us about your vocation and to bring the ideals of Rotary to your profession. Our community will know and judge Rotary by your actions. Therefore, membership in our organization must be limited to those who possess the qualities that will further the goals and ideals of Rotary. Cole, now I would like to ask Jeff to present you your Rotary pin.
The new and allegedly improved Rotary pin, kind of new look.
How do you identify as Rotary?
Well, yeah.
He'll be our first member to be presented the new Rotary, what they call the Rotary Master Brand pin.
I don't like them things.
Y'all can touch it if you want.
I don't like new and changed.
This pin is the emblem of our worldwide association, and we hope you will wear it regularly with pride.
I will wear it.
Next, Don will present you your badge and new member kit.
New kit, study
There'll
hard.
be a test on that.
I was gonna say, oh, number 87, I like it.
Now I would like to ask all members to please stand. Cole, today we are happy to add you to our club. In doing so, you are now one of over 1.4 million Rotarians meeting in over 46,000 clubs like this one in more than 220 countries around the world, all involved in trying to make our communities and the world a better place to live. It is with great pleasure that we all welcome you.
I hope you enjoy it.
Congratulations, Cole, and welcome to our club. At this time, I would like to invite Don Jorsa to introduce our speaker, Russ Nelson.
Thank you, President Neelam. Good afternoon, everyone. It's my pleasure to introduce Principal Russ Nelson from St. Richard's Catholic School. Russ is a native of Vicksburg and a graduate of Mississippi State. In 2025, he earned his master's in school administration from Mississippi College. He began his career at his alma mater, which is St. Aloysius Catholic School in Vicksburg, where he coached high school football and taught theology. Mr. Nelson also taught in Terry and Clarksdale before entering the business sector, where he acquired a unique set of skills, including financial management. Mr. Nelson joined St. Richard Catholic School in 2022 and has dedicated himself wholeheartedly to our community. His commitment to our students and staff and his dedication to ensuring high-quality education, the well-being of our students, and the spiritual growth of our school family is unwavering. Mr. Nelson is married to Kimberly Nelson and is the proud father of 2 daughters, Reagan and Marley, both students at St. Richard's. Mr. Nelson is honored to serve the St. Richard community as principal of St. Richard Catholic School. May I present Mr. Russ Nelson.
I might need this, might not. If I get too loud, just tell me and I'll move it out of the way. Thank you for allowing me to come speak today. I'm going around. I spoke at a Rotary, Madison Ridgeland 2 weeks ago. I enjoy talking. You can ask my wife about it. She'll tell you that I talk way too much, which leads me to what John Dorsey told me, that I need to be done a little bit before 1 o'clock. If I am, I'm going to make sure the doors are locked so you're stuck in here with me, and I'll finish my speech. So let me tell you about St. Richard's. Well, let me get a show of hands first. Who knows what St. Richard's Catholic School is, other than it's a school? But who has heard about it before? Not going to hurt my feelings if you don't. All right, so St. Richard's, for so long I've heard that St. Richard's is a hidden gem. Well, I'm tired of being a hidden gem, all right? A hidden gem is not a good thing. It's hidden, right? And so we are moving ourselves to the forefront. So I'm moving around, talking a lot. We purchased a new building in 2024 in January, and we moved into our new location in August of this year. And so a lot of people have come up and talked to me, and they've seen our signs. They've seen the renovation happen. It is a beautiful building. But a building doesn't make a school. What happens inside the school is what makes it. Catholic education is very, very dear to me. And while I have to say that, I have to bring up why it's important to me. I grew up in Catholic education, 3rd generation. My my mother went to Catholic school. My grandmother went to Catholic school in Vicksburg as well. I graduated from St. Aloysius in Vicksburg in 2004. When I graduated, I said, I will never step foot in this building ever again. I left there and I went to Terry. I coached at Terry for 2 years, went back to St. Al and taught at St. Al. As soon as they called me, they were like, we want you to come coach. And I said, I'll be there. And I went right back. In my 4 years that I was at St. Al, we had 3 kids on our team of 32 players that went to the NFL. So 3. In our history of St. Al, there wasn't any players that went to the NFL, and we had 3 in a 4-year period. Did that have to do with my coaching? Probably not. But it had to do with a lot of their athletic ability. But it shows you about Catholic education. I left St. Al when I got married. I switched to Terry High School. I spent 1 year at Terry High School, and I said, I will never teach again. So I got out and I went and worked at Waring Old Company for 4 years, where I was an assistant manager. I left Waring Old after 4 years, and I went into sales, where I did a lot of cold calling, making around 120 phone calls a day. After 2 years, I said, I am ready to go back to teaching. My kids were in school at St. Richard's. We live in Brandon. Our main goal was to send our kids to St. Richard's, and then we were going to pull them out and send them to public school in Brandon. My wife works at St. Dominic's. I was working 60 to 80 hours a week at Waring, and so I said, they need to be close to where you work. So we picked St. Richard's. We loved the school so much, we kept our kids there, and I said, hey, I'm going to go teach there. I started teaching there as a PE teacher, and then in 2023 in November or October, our principal had to leave. And the priest came to me and he said, are you willing to be the interim principal? And I said, sure. Little did I know, in 2024, in January, just a few months later, we were going to purchase a new building. And he said, are you good with that? And I said, sure. And he was like, we have to do a capital campaign. And I said, well, we'll be calling people, I guess. So moved into it. I did not have an administration degree. And he was like, hey, you got to go get your administration degree. And I said, okay. And so they said it was going to take 2 years for me to get my administration degree. And I said, I'm going to do it in 1. And they were like, I don't think you're going to do it in 1 with all you have going on. And I was like, 1 year. I'll take pain for 1 year. And I did. And so I finished it, and now I have an administration degree. We're really growing St. Richard's. And you've probably heard a lot about us lately, of people talking about us, and it's because the biggest recruiting piece is word of mouth. You can have every billboard you want on the side of the road, but everybody's looking at their phones nowadays, driving down the road. They're not looking at billboards. Word of mouth, what actually comes out of St. Richard's? One of the questions that always gets asked is, do you have to be Catholic to go to St. Richard's? And the answer is no. 70% or 30% of our population is non-Catholic. 70% is, and that's pretty high in Catholic schools. It's 70% Catholic. Other schools around the area are St. Anthony's and Madison. They're around the same percentage. In Vicksburg, you're looking at a 60-40 ratio of non-Catholics being 60%, Catholics being 40. This is a very important piece that I think you need to see. 30% of our population is coming from Madison County. 26% of our population is coming from Rankin County. Guys, if you don't know this, people are moving out of Jackson, right? It's a thing. But we invested in Jackson, and we have people coming to our school from other counties. People that live in Madison, they drive by a bunch of schools on the way there every day. People that live in Rankin, they drive past a lot of schools to come to St. Richard's every day, but they're choosing St. Richard's. Why are they choosing St. Richard's? It's because of what's happening inside the building. One of the goals I took on when I started at St. Richard's as principal, I said that I want every student, when they leave in 6th grade, to be able to look an adult in the eye and have a conversation. I don't know how many kids you've been around lately, but most of them walk looking down like this, right? If I can have a conversation with someone, I can go somewhere in life. Education is going to take care of itself. We have a great education. So does every other private school. They have great education, and public schools. But they have great education. But building confidence is part of it. So how do you build confidence in kids? Every Wednesday we have Mass on our campus at 8:15. Our kids lead the Mass. They do the readings. We have a choir that sings. We have speech class that happens after school with 3rd grade and up. And we're building kids' confidence. When we were growing up, or people my age, our parents were called helicopter parents, right? Everybody heard that term before? Yeah. Helicopter parents are no more. The term now is lawnmower parents. So what a lawnmower parent does is they get in front of their kid and they knock down every obstacle out of their way so the kid does not have to make any choices. We have to make sure that our kids are the ones making choices. They have to realize when they do something wrong that there's a consequences that comes with it. When they work hard to get that A, they've earned it. And that is the key, is making sure that our kids are building confidence. I heard a speaker talk this summer, and he said, every time that we make a decision for our kids, as simple as, what do you want to eat for dinner? And then we tell them what they're going to eat for dinner and say, hey, this is what you're going to eat. Oh, don't worry about that, baby. I got you. We're killing their confidence. And it makes sense. I coached football for around 8 years. And one of the things that you could tell if a parent made all the decisions for the kid, after every play, if that kid looked up to the sidelines to see if you approved or disapproved, that kid didn't have the confidence to make the decisions on the field. And that kid folds over time. So it's important that we are building confidence in our kids, our future. They are the future. They're the future of Jackson. They're the future of Mississippi. We have to build confidence as we go. St. Richard's Catholic School, I don't know if you know this, but 1 out of every 5 children has dyslexia. One of my daughters has dyslexia. My other daughter has a learning disability. We serve that at St. Richard's. We're one of the only private schools that has a special ed department. Can we accept every kid? No. We don't have the resources to accept every kid. We turned around 20-something kids last year just because we did not have the resources to accept them. If you want to make some money right now, open up a school that specializes in autism and things like that, you would make a killing in this town. because there are so much of those kids that don't have an option to go anywhere. We serve 3 kids at our school right now that have Down syndrome. And those kids, they help. We're building life skills. So when they're the younger kids, the pre-K3s, the pre-K4s, they have snack every day, right? Our special kids is what we call them. They go around and they fix the snacks for the kids and deliver them to the classroom. They go to the cafeteria, they pick up their lunches and deliver them to the youngers in the classroom. So we're building life skills. The other important thing is not what we're doing for them, is what we're doing for the other kids. It is awesome to see how our kids act around someone that is not the same as us. You go around and it's not this kid's special. They are part of that class. And it's believed that they are every bit a part of the class. And they make sure that the kids aren't getting left out, which is a really special thing to see, is making sure that nobody's left out in anything that they do. Like I said, we're working really hard on building back Catholic education. They're doing a study right now. Our feeder school is St. Joe in Madison. And then there's St. Anthony that feeds in. St. Richard's and St. Anthony feeds into St. Joe. There's a metro area study going on right now to how to build Catholic education stronger in the metro area. We worked really hard on making sure that we are making the right adjustments to get kids to St. Joe. But not only that, but we're making sure that they're successful wherever the parents decide to send them, whether it's St. Joe or whatever. We're making sure that they are ready and prepared to go to the next level. We're going to continue to work, and it's not going to be anything that changes overnight. Our enrollment right now is around 206 kids. When I took over in 2023, we had 183 kids. And so we're up a little bit in enrollment, not a huge number, but our goal now is 10% a year, is to grow up to 10%. We can house in our new location about 385 kids in our new location. So we have a ton of room to grow, and our goal is to get there. But you also don't want to get to 383 overnight. You got to make sure it's gradually and it's working your way forward. Doing things like this, going out and talking to people and spreading the word about St. Richard's, I think is a huge piece of what makes it special, is because you need to talk to the families that are at the school, and that way you can get a real sense of it, of the community that's there. It's a community that rallies behind each other and moves with each other. We're working to up our education as well. So right now we have a grant that we received through COVID money we received it 4 years ago. We were never able to spend the money, but until last year we started spending. We were one of 10 schools that split $32 million, which is a lot of money, and it's a lot of fun to spend. But we're working on updating all of our technology. All of the teachers have the exact same technology in their rooms. We all have, we're one-to-one on iPads, which is a good thing. It's also a bad thing. I don't want our kids on iPads all day. The only thing we use it for is education. They do not play games on them. They don't do anything else. They do education on them. They can play games at home on their iPads. We want to limit screen time and how much time they're spending looking over everything. We got doged last year. In April, we had to let one of our nurses go because the government cut our funding with this money, and then they reinstated it at the end of the summer that we got it back, so we're able to spend. So we're upgrading our desk right now. All of our desks are going to be ADHD desks, and so they raise and lower. So if kids in class, they can stand up and raise the desk up and not be a distraction of being around. We also have swings under our desk for just certain kids, not all, but they can put their feet on the swings and they can go back and forth, which helps the kids focus and not click their pen over and over. So we're making a lot of upgrades throughout the school that is really upping our game of what we are as a school. Like I said, we've been told we're a hidden gem. And I talked to somebody earlier, and they said, Bob, when we talked earlier, you don't want to be the cheapest person in town. And we're not. We're not the cheapest person in town. We are building it up where we have what we need. I had a family come in that toured. So I go around, I speak at churches, all the Catholic churches. I speak at St. Richard's, as Mr. Lindsay talked about. I speak once a month at St. Richard's. I've been to other churches, and we had a family come in and tour based on me going out and talking, and the family said, I thought I was going to have to give something up for my kids to go to Catholic school, and he was like, I was way wrong. He said, this place is top of the line. And so hearing things like that builds you up where you know it's something true. It's not just something I believe. So you'll see this is our website that we have at St. Richard's. I always use the website when I go and talk places because I can make a fancy PowerPoint, but I want you to be able to leave here and say, what was he talking about? And you can go to our website and you can see anything on there about the school, admissions process, and things like that. One of the questions that came up to me earlier was, are you for vouchers? Does anybody know what vouchers is? Yeah. And the question was, am I for vouchers? What do you think? I am 100% for vouchers. If it allows us to continue our mission. So I don't want it where we have to accept every person to come in our school because not every person is mission appropriate. So we are 100% for vouchers if it allows us to still operate as a Catholic school with the same missions, the same requirements that we have right now. That is a big piece. The other thing that is going around, and there's a lot of hot topics, and we talked about this with Mr. Bob earlier, is that schools, like my job now, I am a principal and I do have an education background, but you almost have to have a business degree to run a school now. It is a business. That's the way it's ran now. It's what can we do? How can we work in this budget? What can we serve? How much money can we get in? And then you have to deal with your day-to-day stuff as well. There's Child Promise Act that's out there. If you have kids at other schools, I suggest you look in the Child Promise Act if you own a business. As a tax credit that you can get where 50% of your tax liability goes to the school versus to the state government. It is a lottery. You have to be there at 8 a.m. and click the button. I submitted 2 last year. One I was accepted on, and I submitted it at 0.45 seconds. The other one I got declined on, and it was at 1.2 seconds. So that's how quick the money goes. And it's $13 million split between all of the private schools in Mississippi. So it is a very sought after tax credit. There's another one coming out, the GOP, and that is going to be a federal tax credit. It's supposed to be put in effect next year. So there's a lot of good things that's happening where it's going to help out private schools along the way. And that way you can give some of your tax dollars to the private schools versus giving it to the government, which you never know what they're going to do with it. So I'm going to show you a video real quick. Hopefully it works. And it's going to be, and I'm going to preface this video. It is a capital campaign video. I'm not asking anybody in here to donate money to the school. I just want you to see what our kids look like in action. And so you can see what they look like and how they act. We had this video done earlier this year. Will the sound work?
For decades, St. Richard Catholic School has served as a beacon of Catholic education in our community, forming minds, nurturing hearts, and preparing leaders for tomorrow. Our new campus is more than just a building. It's an investment in the next generation, and a promise to our students, our parish, and our city. Our modern classrooms foster innovation and creativity. Advancing technology equips students for an ever-changing world. But to make this vision a reality for years to come, we need your help. Your gift to the St. Richard Capital Campaign will ensure the continuation of a legacy built on faith, academic excellence, and community. Together, we can honor our past and invest in a future filled with hope. Advancing Catholic education in our capital city for the next 7 years and beyond.
Well, when I speak, I like to end with this video because I want you, what I want to go to now is kind of a question and answer. And so tell me something you noticed about that video that you just watched. Anybody, don't be shy. We'll be here all day.
I like the professional appearance of the students.
Got you. So we upgraded our uniforms this year. Our students, you saw some blazers. So 5th grade and above, they'll wear blazers on special events, and then they usually wear them on Wednesday Mass as well. All right, what else? Go ahead.
Not necessarily in your video, but I like the fact that you get them to have speech practice.
Yep.
I, as an engineer, never took speech until I was Toastmasters,
Right.
and I think it's a very important thing.
Sure.
Sure worked in your case.
All right, what else? Go ahead.
I just have a question about your building.
Yep.
Did you build it? Did you buy it?
Yeah, good question. So the building was Meadowbrook Church of Christ. We purchased that building in 2024. The chapel is still there. All the buildings are still the same. We basically gutted both buildings and redid it. The chapel looks exactly the same. We put paint on the walls, and we added a few Catholic artifacts in there. But the buildings, we basically gutted it all the way through and redid it. They said at the end, if we were to redo it, build it what we have now, it would be around $25 million to build. And so it's incredible how expensive. Yes, sir.
Capital campaign, where you at on that?
Capital campaign, we're right around $3 million on the capital campaign. The goal right now is $3.9 million. We'll revisit the goal and probably up it toward the end. Yeah, so we're working our way through, but it's also important to reach out. Foundations is a big piece that I'm working to go speak with foundations and seeing if we can get some bigger foundations to invest. Yes, sir.
I'm your neighbor, and I appreciate you sticking around the neighborhood.
Yeah, and it really is, and you'll notice that the investment that happened with that piece of property, the Barrington redid the outside of theirs. St. Andrews is going under a huge renovation. It's important in Jackson that we're building and we're making sure that people are coming. We're working with St. Dominic's, trying to get more of their employees to come. They're 1.3 miles away from us. And just like I told them when you have employees and they have kids in school, if they're living in Madison and their kid has a program, they have to take off pretty much all day to go to that program and come back. We're 1.3 miles down the road. You can hop in there and be back for about lunch. Yeah.
Russ, are all the students on the new campus?
Yes, sir. All the students, K3 through 6th grade, are on the new campus. We do have, I'm not over it, but the special kids program is still under the church. That is 13 and above in the special kids. We also recently, 2 years ago, opened up an early learning center as well, and that's attached to the church. I'm not over that piece, though. Yes, sir.
One thing I noticed about the video is the kids looked like they were having fun.
Yes.
Studying in a book, they're doing things.
The kids are having fun. That is a fact. Books, believe it or not, have gone pretty much away. Everything is either it's throwaway books is what we call them, but and they cost a lot of money. But yes, the kids are having fun. When he shot this video, there's not a whole lot of candid footage that goes on. There is some in there. I'm not gonna lie to you. There's not a whole lot of candid in there, but it's kids actually working. This picture right here that you see, those are it's one of our gifted programs that we have. It's called Kaleidoscope, and so they work on robots, build robots. That's a VEX system, and so we'll go to competitions. We did a competition at Nissan last year. Yes, ma'am.
On the autistic, like, special needs program,
Sure.
what ages do y'all take?
K3 all the way up.
All the way up?
Yeah, K3 to 6th grade.
And through 6?
Yes.
Even, I mean, some of them maybe be older.
No, they have to be in the normal age. We do have some kids that have been held back twice that are in that program. But like I said, we're at max capacity for full right now. But we tell people you got to go into the weight pool because it is very tough for kids or parents that have kids with autism to find a school. There is not, and it's very sad. I wish we could take all of them. I do. We just can't. We have We have 3 kids with Down syndrome. There's another, I think there's 12 that are on the spectrum. You know, autism is such a broad range of, you have kids that are on the spectrum that don't need as much help, that kind of grow, and then there's some that are more severe. Yes, sir. So parental support's pretty good. We're not full-fledged, all the parents helping all the time, but we have a very good group of parents association. We have a men's club too, that the men's club get together. This summer we put our playground, and we did the mulch. The men's club spread the mulch. I got to go out on a little bulldozer and move stuff around. But parental involvement's it's getting better every day, and that's the big part is people are happy, and so they're going to be more involved. Yes, sir.
Are you for vouchers if you have the same reporting, testing, and graduation requirements as the public schools?
So good question. So no, I'm not, because we have our own testing and we do test. We test a good bit. So our kids have to take STAR reading every 9 weeks. We also have IXL testing, a diagnostics they do about once a week. The IXL is pretty quick. It's just something they work through. We have DRC Beacon that we take in the winter, and then we also take it in the spring. And then Terra Nova is our big summative test, and we take it at the end of the year. One thing to remember with testing, that is a snapshot in that day. It's that day. A kid could get out of school and they could, parents yelling at them because they're late, they're not going to test well. And so it's just a snapshot in that day, but we are working for our test scores to go up, yeah. So, all right. Thank you all.
Thank you, Gus. I would like to present to you this Rotary mug
Thank you very much.
created by a local artist.
Thank you, it's awesome.
Thank you for visiting us and
Yes.
telling us about your school. If there's no other business, we'll adjourn the meeting with the club motto. Service above self, one profit schools who serves best. Thank you.